Hey James, happy
Hi, John.
birthday.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you very
Your
much.
groups have been flooded with all kinds of greetings and
I
well
know.
wishes.
I'm blown away by it all. I was yes. This is also one today. I want to thank everybody for sending messages. Is everybody here? Yes. People are
Yes,
coming in. Okay.
yes, they're all coming in right now.
Comments.
So
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, John. Thank you for all of your great wishes and birthday wishes. There was so many of them. I couldn't answer everybody, but oh my God, thank you, everybody. I was crying all day yesterday, in between sleeping
oh
all day. I slept
yeah.
for my whole birthday. I slept for part of my birthday. I rested till 11 o'clock in the morning, which I never do, because
Wow.
my baby girl was being dog set elsewhere. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, then I went out to lunch with a friend, and then went back and took another nap, and then got up and had dinner. That was my birthday.
Oh wow. So you got
So in
all these
between,
messages coming
I
in.
have a lot of calls, and so thank you everyone for wishing me a very happy birthday. And I really, wow, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. Don't make me cry.
I won't be able to keep up with them all. They're
I
just
know.
pouring
You're
in.
so sweet, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yes, it's an important. I went out and bought myself a birthday present.
Yeah, what did you get?
Did I tell you this? I went out and bought myself a truck.
No.
I went out and bought myself a pickup truck.
Wow. Now we'll
Well,
see a little bit of this in the James Starseed,
yes, you will. Yes,
YouTube? Okay.
it'll be very much a part of the Starseed role, the YouTube channel that and this is being simulcast, right?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
perfect. So yeah, I'll be using a lot in the you'll see me driving a pickup truck in the Starseed simulcast we're doing, the show we're doing for YouTube. And yeah, I've always wanted one. I live in the country, and it's kind of like I need it for my garden stuff. So I go to the nurseries, and
Sure.
I went there with my Prius, and the cash register lady at the end of the nursery said, "Sir, there's an issue." And I said, "What is that?" She goes, "How did you do this?" Because the whole car was filled with plants everywhere. And she said, "How did you do this?" And I said, "Passion, just passion." So,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm right now in the middle of redesigning some parts of my garden and making the trees happier and dirt happier. And yeah, so I'm excited doing that as well. So yeah, so we are. Here we are. So
Very
thanks for moving things out today from 12 because I was in the middle of these meetings with these irrigation people and designers, landscape designers I've been working with. Of anybody who has anything to do with landscaping gardens, of course, I can't stop talking to them. So sorry. That's my love. That's my
uh,
love. So, yeah, I'll be doing a
yeah,
lot of more meditations in the garden when it's all done. So we'll do that.
great.
Yes. And I was thinking as I was getting prepared for today, I thought a
Mhm,
very good thing to do, well, to mention today, as I was sitting in meditation this morning, I thought of everyone. And it was when we first started doing soul care many months ago when COVID first started, I told people to really that this is the time, as we know, to go in. Everyone said you have to stay in, stay at home, stay in. And I always said from the very beginning, and that means go into your soul, go into
mhm,
who you are, that essence of your being, and that's really what this is about. It's really going into your soul, finding out your values, who you really are. What have you come back to do? What have you not yet done? And I think this journey allows us to explore, gives us a time to get
mhm.
caught up and to get into in ourselves, not get caught up in the crazy phonetic energy that's all around us. And we have a choice to do that, or we can go deep within ourselves and find out who we are and ground ourselves and center ourselves. And when we ground ourselves and center ourselves, and we're right here, should be right here, the third eye, just be part of this. You will not be caught up in all that, and you'll be able to see things clearly and know things clearly and make the right choices. And the rest of the world can do whatever they want and go crazy and think negative thoughts or fear, but you don't have to. You do not have to. As Dana said in the meditation we did, John, one of
Mhm,
the evenings, that it's all like riding that teacup ride at Disneyland, and we turn it
right,
around, and but in the middle there's that little wheel that you can control how fast you go, and that's very true with us. We
right.
control how we look at things, how we like you say, John, which is your wonderful wisdom. You can observe but not absorb. It's
Yes.
very, very true. That's a really strong, important spiritual insight, and it's true in a whole life. Observe, not absorb. You can observe people doing things, not doing things the right way, the kind way, but don't get caught up in it. You can be aware of it. Hard to change people's minds. Hard to change people because naturally we'd like to do that as healers. We would all like to change people's perspective, change the way people do things, but sometimes
Mhm,
it's hard because they have to be ready to receive it. And just like 12 steps, if they're not ready to receive it, they're not going to do anything. So we got to just plant some seeds many times.
right,
Very important.
right.
But I was going to say, so during this COVID time, I was going to tell people today, I would like everybody to go back into their lives and look back and see, between now and the end of COVID, which I think might come next year, is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking next spring might be an opening there. But
Wow.
make sure you've done something in this time that when this is over, you can look back and not only think negative things or fearful things or limited things, but think of an accomplishment you did. Have an accomplishment. Some people always wanted to do, but you never did it. Think of an
Mhm.
accomplishment. Like I auditioned for a musical this 2 months ago during this time, and there are other things I'm doing. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing Pilates. I bought a truck. I mean, I'm doing things. I'm taking surfing lessons. Don't ask. And but something I would never have done before. I've always wanted to, but now is the time that I'm going to do this now. So I
Yeah.
often say, tomorrow's the end of your life. What would you do today? You know? So
Yeah.
I think that's something people should look into and try to make everybody every day in your life, wherever you're going to the gasoline store or like I go Costco or Target. Um, I just laugh at people through my eyes and smile at them through my eyes, and people need that. People really need that. So try to do that
Mhm.
as well. My friend Dana and my friend Denavi and I went to, I think I mentioned this before to you,
Yeah.
Costco, and we just had a great time going down the aisles laughing and cracking up. And we had tons of people coming over to say, thank you very much for doing that. We need this right now. So
Yeah.
you never know what effect you're going to have on people.
That's so true. Be the ripple. Be
Be
the
the
ripple of
ripple. Be the
love.
ripple that
Yeah.
you want. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah. So
And we had a,
super
yeah, go on, John.
I was just saying, super excited. We've got your animal communication workshop coming up very soon.
Thursday, isn't it?
Yes,
I
very,
just
very soon.
I just spoke to Samantha Kudry. So if anyone doesn't know Samantha Kudry, you should definitely YouTube her. Samantha Samantha Kudry is Khourdy. Definitely look her up on YouTube. She has lots of videos, and she's, I'd say, the foremost animal communicator that I've ever worked with as far as the detail. And
Wow.
I'm actually having a reading with her next Wednesday. I want to say, can I get a session with you before everyone else grabs one? Because she's going to be
Because she's
busy.
gonna be busy. Yeah.
Busy. She's amazing. So check her out. She'll be the Thursday night. She'll be our first speaker on Thursday night, and she's going to help people learn about how they can communicate right now with their animals that are living, finding out what
Right.
the animal needs, how to communicate, and let the animal tell you what their needs are. And she's going to help people the techniques to do that and give them certain lessons to do. And I said, Samantha, I trust you'll do whatever you want to do. Just this is what the theme of it is. But just like me, I just let spirit guide me. And she goes, well, I do too. So we have a theme, which is communicating with living animals, and she
Mhm.
teaches classes, and she's very well established, 77 years old. And so that'll be this Thursday, and it'll be pretty amazing. We still have spaces open, I believe, John, right? We still have,
Right. And I just posted the link for everybody to check that out. That's going to be on Thursday the 27th, and we'll have another one on September 3rd and another one on September 10th. And each
yes,
time is going to be with a different teacher. So
yes.
the second event that we're doing is going to be with
Michael and Rafael Tamora. And Michael Raphael Tamora, I met Michael Tamora when I was, oh boy, it was 92, 93 maybe. And everyone was telling me about this wonderful healer, this incredible healer. And you got to see him. He comes to LA, he stays at the airport, at a hotel, and you got to go good for a session. And I never wanted to. And I had like several clients come to me as my reading with them says, there's this great healer, you should go see him. Eventually, a friend of mine set me up an appointment with this man. I'm like, okay. So I went to the hotel. He opens the door. He didn't know who I was. I didn't know who he was. And he looks at me and goes, oh, it's great to see a healer. Me healing a healer. It's great. So I go in not knowing anything, be open minded. And how Michael works was really, really interesting. He looked at my auric field, the very layers of the fields, of the auric fields, and he was able to pull out energy of someone who I have a karmic lesson with. And he would tell me
Mm,
exactly who the person was, what the lesson was, and then
wow.
we'd go to the next one. And he was like, right on. And he said to me at one point, he goes, oh, I see there's someone named Holly here. And I'm Holly. I don't know Holly. He said, well, she's a karmic obligation for you. I said, really? I said, I knew a girl in college with that name. I dated her in college. He said, well, it's not done yet. I'm like, done. I don't know her anymore. And well, make a long story short, 2 years later, I got together with Holly, and 3 years later, we got married. So there you go. So that was my obligation with Holly. It was really interesting.
Wow.
And there are a bunch of other things. And it was amazing. He does Christ Force healing. And what he does is he really will the animals are such great healers. So he'll work with you and the animals and how you can not only heal the animals, but heal yourself through the animals. So he's be talking about that. And then I'm gonna let him do his thing because him and Raphael are just amazing, just letting them do their thing. And then the third night, it's going to be mediumship. And it's going to be me and Tammy Hendricks, who's been a former student of mine, who's pretty incredible with animals
Yeah,
her whole
she
life.
is.
She's like 63 animals she has now. And she's going to be both of us are going to do mediumship with the animals. We're going to bring, let me turn my phone off. Sorry.
Okay.
People want me from all different levels. Um, so we're going to be doing an evening of spirit mediumship with messages from the loved ones of animals, just animals, no humans, animals. So that's will be the third night. So those 3 nights it'll be a 3-night event, and it's going to be really worth it. If you love animals, you know someone that does, please let them know about this event because I don't think there's anything like it anywhere. So there we go.
People are super excited about it, and a lot
Me
of people
too.
already have signed up, so that's
And we
great.
have spaces left, John, just in
We
case.
do, yes.
Okay.
I posted that link in there, and we will pin that to the top here. But yes, super excited about that. So that's going to be again this Thursday, August 27th, then September 3rd and September 10th, all at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's Spiritual Animal Friends Workshop with 3 incredible teachers and James. Thank you, James.
Yes, John. And I just finished, John, you were working on, for those who didn't know this, on Saturday, our good friend Kelly White and Dr. Shirley
Yes.
did a wonderful show called Bad Moms, was it called, John?
Right. Yeah,
Bad
it's sort of,
Moms.
yes, exactly. So about
Because
toxic mothers.
Toxic
Yes.
Mother and their therapist. And it was a really
Yeah.
great show. And I finished with a meditation for them. And where can people find that if they want to go back and look at Both Sides TV?
Yeah, Both Sides Now TV, and you
Okay.
go to past webinars and you can get it there. It's $9.99. It was
It's
$19.99
fabulous.
when we went live. Yeah. So,
Pretty
yeah,
fabulous.
thank you so much for the forgiveness meditation you led us on
I
and
think I
all
just
your insight.
I think I just let everyone kind of go, and at the end I brought them back, but I'm not sure everyone was back yet. And then we had to say goodbye. I'm like, I hope I left somebody back on the earth. I don't know where I left them because yeah, it was pretty incredible that meditation. And then also we
Sure
did the Star
was.
Seed, which we're going to put up too. The Star
Right.
Seed that Kelly White and I did. People want that, so that's going to be going up. Where would that be, John? Do you know yet where that's going to go up? Would that be? It'll be on my website. It'll be on the JP School of Mystical Arts. It will
It
do.
will be. Yeah,
Yeah,
along with the Lionsgate meditation as well, because I know people are interested in that because that was very
right.
powerful as well.
So we're
So,
working on that right now to put that on the JP School of Mystical Arts. We're going to put those on
right.
there, and we'll make an announcement when they're available for everybody.
Yes, exactly. So,
So should we answer some questions?
oh, yes. Let's
Okay,
get to that. So let me see. They're pouring in. You know how it is.
they're pouring in.
All right. So here we go.
Hello,
Oh,
you're done. Okay, I'll be right with you. Okay, yeah.
okay. They're coming at all different angles for you on the phone, in person, everywhere. All right. Here we go, James. So Denise says, how do I know if there are signs from my 26-year-old daughter who passed away a year and a half ago, as well as my mother who passed away 5 years ago? I want signs from them.
Well, Denise, don't try so hard because if you go, give me a sign, you're blocking it. So it's got to be a very subtle type of thing. And what you can
Hmm.
easily do, sweetheart, is you can sit. And I tell every week, I tell people this is sit in the quiet. And I don't want you going in that space where let's say tomorrow you set up an invitation. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to go sit in a closet, right? Let's say it's a walk-in closet or a place you will not be interrupted. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit there and you're going to just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in love, let go of fear. And I don't want you thinking of them. Tonight, when you send the invitation, I'm going to be sitting tomorrow. Please come to me at that time. So I
Hmm.
want you then to get to, and this is for everybody, get to a neutral space in your breath. Okay, get to neutral space. And when you're in that neutral space, probably about 5 minutes into it, I want you then to be in that neutral space of quiet. And what you want to do is to ask them to come to you, behind you. Ask them to stand behind you and come close to you and just be neutral. Don't try to control it. Let them control you. Let them impress you with thoughts and feelings. It's important that you don't try to control it because you'll get messages that you never expected before. So that's the best way to try that. Um, I will do that sometime this week on Facebook Live. I will also attempt to do this week. There's your Friday. I'll write it up, John. We don't have to do a
Okay.
studio thing, but I'll do that I'll do that exercise this week in Facebook Live, maybe
Wonderful.
Thursday, because that's an important one, and it's called surrender exercise. So that's what you can do, and I'll try it again this week with you. But that's something you can do, sweetheart, right away.
Okay, thank you. And
Mm.
Bobby is saying, do you believe animals find us like other soul groups we encounter with people?
Oh, sure. We have a soul group of animals, no doubt about it. Because
Hmm.
remember, soul groups are an affinity of love. So there's that ingredients or certain aspects of love that they have and you have, and they connect together. There's an affinity together. So that's really what
Hmm.
that is.
Okay, great. So then, along the lines of an animal communication question, can dogs reincarnate to another pet? Each puppy we got had exact behaviors as the ones
You know,
lost.
Stella, it's a great, great question. And
Hmm.
I don't know the answer to that. 'Cause
Okay.
I used to think in the early days that, humans can only reincarnate in the human body, and then animals stay in their kingdom. But then a healer friend of mine said, "Well, why are you limiting the soul? Why can't the soul be part of the human and be part of another animal?" So,
Mhm.
I like that better. I like that it's like water, you can be part of this and part of that. So, why do we limit a soul? Because I would say part of that aspect, no doubt about it, there's an aspect of another animal can be part of the other animal, no doubt about it. Some people say, "Well, the aspect of that animal looks like my daughter." I think that could be true. Why not? There's an aspect of a soul. So
Mhm.
why not? Why do we limit the soul?
Right.
That's
Okay.
something to think about.
Kelsey says, "How do those who have crossed feel about celebrations of life?" I'm guessing that's
They
instead of
they
a
they they they
funeral
love
or
that.
a
Yeah,
okay.
funeral or the funerals are for the living, not for the dead. The dead are happy
Mhm.
to be out of it, and they acknowledge that they don't want people to be upset that they're dead. They don't. They want this the opposite. So the
Mhm.
celebration of life in that respect, keep you to a very positive, loving, joyful, dancing, happy time is great. And they want you to be happy. They don't want you to be sad. They do not want sadness. They don't want mom and dads looking down at the dirt in the graveyard. They don't want you looking at a urn because they're not there. And
Mhm.
it makes them sad when you're sad. So they're not dead. They're just not dead. So don't make them dead.
Right. Mira says, "Hi again. Sorry, my name is Mira, the one who always has dreams of you. My question today is, do my spirit guides work with other people as well and me, or do they work with just me?" Myra or Mira? Yeah.
The spirit guides are not limited to one person, sweetheart. It's like teachers in a school. So they're not limited to one person, they're limited to many people who have an affinity or a specific lesson that they have to learn. So there are science teachers that are popular in science, history teachers popular in history, and that student needs that history course or that science course. So those
Mhm.
experts will work with them as well. So you're not the only one. So I gotta go see this person really quick. I'm sorry about you guys. I'm gonna give you a little lesson to do while I'm away. I'm gonna be over in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I just gotta pay this lady who cleaned my
Oh,
house.
sure.
She cleaned something really bad out of my closet, and I was like, "Oh." It
Oh,
was
wow.
it was chicken marsala, and I put it in my closet instead of the refrigerator,
Were you meditating in there and eating chicken masala?
and it was really gross. I'm like, "What is that dead animal?" So she came up, so I gotta pay for that. I want when I'm away, I would like everyone to close their eyes, and what I would like you to do is I would like for you to, if you wanna start now, just close your eyes, and I'll bring you back, and concentrate, and I'm gonna play some music too. Let me just put some music on here. This will help you. I have a good lesson for everybody while I'm just slightly away here. I'll be back
Okay.
as quick as I can. I know, but we do things sporadically here, don't we, John? It's spontaneous.
In
That's
the
what we do.
moment.
In the moment, baby. That's what we
Definitely in the
do.
moment. Yes.
This will be good. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So what I want you to do I want you to close your eyes. And the idea behind this is as you close your eyes, I want you just to concentrate on the breath. And the breath, imagine that there's this beautiful golden source of energy all around you, a big, like clouds of golden light all around you. And as you breathe in, you're asking the intention, you want the universe to fill you up with that golden energy into the body and all the way down to your feet to cleanse and really to bring balance and love to every muscle, fiber, part of your body, every part of your being. And as you exhale out of your mouth, count to three, you're going to release and let go any energy that you're holding on to, any stagnant energy, any energy that you can't forgive somebody, any old energy. We're in right now a time of transformation. So I want you just to be neutral and let things go. Now, the lesson is this: as that beautiful energy comes in, and I want you to try to build up that loving energy as strong as you can, make it many multidimensional. And as you release and let go, I want you, as you let go, become aware of maybe a face of someone whose energy is stuck with you, maybe a situation that's stuck in you, maybe an old belief system, maybe an old memory when you were younger. So try that out, and we come back, we'll discuss that. Okay, John?
All
Okay.
right.
All right, everybody. There you go. The breath, three in and three out, and eventually three in and then five breaths out. Be right back.
Okay.
Slowly breathing in and breathing out. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And breathing in and breathing out. Let it go. No longer need it. Let it go. No longer need that energy. Let it go. Good. And one more time. And inhale and exhale. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Good. Good. And very last time, bringing that beautiful golden white light and inhale. Feeling lovely and beautiful and connected to oneness and exhale. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Good. And as you're still in this space, I'd like for you now to place yourself into a space that you are all loving and giving, and any faces that have come up in the experience, people maybe you need to forgive. I want you to see them right now in front of you, and I want you to send from your heart a green light of love and surround them with the beautiful green light of healing love, unconditional love, from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet. No one is perfect. Everybody is here learning. Some people are unaware. We don't know their history. The best thing we can do is forgive. So surround them with love. And then the next person that might have come up, a memory, bring love to that situation, that scenario. The next memory that comes up, bring light, bring happiness, bring joy. Change the energy to one of love, higher vibration, joy, happiness, fun. Let go, release. Divine Heavenly Parent, we ask a blessing on every beautiful soul that is here today, sharing in this space. And we ask that this process of reflection continues on throughout the day or week, and the insights that we've opened ourselves up to will clearly become a change in our life, a transformation that we need in the deepest levels of our soul. By forgiving others, we forgive ourselves. By illuminating our own selves, loving our own selves, we're able to love others. We thank you, dear spirit friends and guides and loved ones, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, children, animals, friends who have passed over, who are walking side by side. We know we don't have to think that you're not there. We know you're there. And we walk every step sharing this experience with you from our side, and you share it on your side. We thank you and we bless you. And slowly open up your eyes and be as one. How was that? Okay, John, there.
Oh yeah, that was spontaneous meditation, just rolling with it.
It's always the best. It's always the best. It always works.
Uh,
That's why I got to give it up. We're never in control. Spirit is, and
yeah,
things
it's
happen for a
true.
reason. And it's really it's so interesting. Like today, I didn't realize it that I booked someone at 9 o'clock and for a workout, and I didn't realize it. And things happen sometimes. We don't know why, but because
Yeah.
we do that, it prevents something else from happening. It's you never know. I was once at a place teaching, and I had to go with to meet some student or a teacher for dinner across
Mhm.
the Hudson River, and we're halfway there before we get across the bridge. And I said to the girl driving, I said, "Oh my gosh, I left my keys and my phone back at the class." So we had to drive all the way back to the campus, about 20 minutes, pick that up, and then go back toward the bridge. And we noticed as we got to the bridge, there was a major fatal accident on the bridge. Now, if we'd
Oh,
been there 20 minutes earlier, who knows? We might have been in that
right.
accident. So we
Yeah,
never know why things happen the way they happen, and when they're going to happen, and why things,
sure.
why things happen as far as deaths happen. Parents like lose children. It's like, why would
Mhm.
God do that? We got to stop looking at things in some ways as linear. There's a bigger picture to it, but the human being gets so caught up in the linear, black and white, and there's so much more in the gray. So,
Mhm.
but we have the understanding that we're always taken care of, that spirit, that we are a soul having this human experience, and part of that experience are these things that happen that we can't control, that are out of our hands, and we
Right.
just got to surrender to that. It's
Right.
much easier to live life that way. And it's not that we're living in a fog, but it's living, I say realistically, because we can't control other things. So,
Right. It's the true essence of being in the moment. I mean, exact, you know?
true essence of being in the moment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, we've got a lot of feedback from that one.
Yeah,
Carol was saying that was amazing.
I'd like to hear what people who they saw
Yeah,
in their visions and what came up for some people. I'd really like to talk about that
sure.
if that's
So
okay.
Carol says that was amazing. I truly felt myself releasing love, hope,
Yeah,
and kindness.
good.
Yeah.
Anybody have a person come up or a situation or a memory that came up from the past you've been holding on to? Any trauma you've been holding on to?
Well, we'll see. They'll come in because they're a bit on a delay, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, they've been on
In the
delay. That's fine.
meantime, let's get some questions here. Do souls take a long time to reincarnate, or does it matter? Since time is a concept, I'm just curious if my mom is.
That's a good question, Garrison. Really good question. It depends a lot on the soul's history. It depends a lot on what the soul needs. It depends a lot on many factors. In that, if the space is set up for that soul to come back and learn quickly, and all the factors are set up to do that, they will come back.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I find that they stay over quite a bit. Not unless it's I find that suicides tend to go back earlier. People that die young tend to come back earlier. That's what I've
Mm-hmm.
found in my work. But most people, I'm saying most, and it's generalizing, can come back usually on 200 years, 100 to 200 years usually. They don't rush right back. And this isn't the only place to come back to, of course. There are other galaxies and planets
Right.
and schools. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Rosita says forgiveness is the first step. So we've got people
yeah.
responding to who came through. So
Good. I'm
Leandra
curious.
says her dad.
Okay.
Bethany also says her dad came
And are
through.
these dads because you need to forgive your dad? Is that, tell me why they came up? What did you find out? Was it a forgiveness
Right.
situation or what?
Yeah, and I know that in one particular case, if she doesn't mind me sharing, that would be her mother came up for her, and
Mhm.
she commented as well about that. So I know that was a forgiveness situation, and that's Rebecca, her mother and her sister. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so a lot of this I think was forgiveness and sending love.
Well,
Our
it's
mom.
really, and your son came up, my mom, my
Mm-hmm.
son, and Tony
Mm-hmm.
Trebecki. Had your son passed over? Your son's still alive? Just curious about that one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Lori says her brother who just passed of addiction came
Aha,
up.
so there's a go.
Mhm.
Good. That's good. Glad he came through. He's better now, of course, which is great. Your
Sharon says
mother-in-law.
her mother-in-law. So when
Yeah.
you say who came up, also tell us the reason,
The reason
why.
why, yeah,
Yeah.
with that they passed
Okay.
over, something you didn't forgive them
Sure.
about, and something been bothering you about them, so just so I can know.
Yes. And then Heather says, "Yes, I forgave my friend that hurt me pretty bad. Thank you for that meditation." Wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful.
That's a great idea of forgiving a friend because I had to do it too. I just did it this week to 3 friends. I took the high road, and I realized that they were totally unaware that this might have been not right, and I
Mhm.
forgave them for the level that they're at, something they could understand, and they really loved it. So you got to do that sometimes. Like you got to take one for the team, you got to take one for the high road, and
Mhm.
you live what you want. Live that example that you want. So that's
Yeah.
important. It's good you do that.
Yeah, and Tracy says, "I saw someone I used to work with that hurt me deeply. I offered him forgiveness."
That's
Wow.
great, Tracy, because you don't know what that person was
Mhm.
going through, and you were the easy target, and it wasn't personally to you. It was probably,
Right.
that happens a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments here too, so
Yeah.
it's interesting. Yeah. So this is interesting, you guys. I mean, your father mentally ill, abusive, alcoholic. Very true. I understand that.
Mhm.
I had an alcoholic mother. I understand that. Death from addiction, is death from addiction slow suicide? You bet it is, Lori. Of course it is. Yep.
Mhm.
So sometimes, like when a lot of you guys have had someone come up, mother, father, son, and they're in your body. I mean, it's really interesting that you allowed that we created a space where you allowed someone to come into and come up to this to the surface to look at that, right?
Mhm.
So when you gave yourself permission, you gave yourself permission to go deep within, and I think it's because I put you in a nice, John. I put you in a really nice, safe spot. You're in a safe place here. You're in a very
Mhm.
supportive place here, and it's a
Yeah.
therapeutic space. And it really, what I have found in many years doing this, when they come up, needs to go out. They're ready to leave your space, but you have to give them the permission, right? And
Mm.
when we hold on to people's stuff, and I did it for many years, and I learned the hard way. And when I gave up and forgive someone, it was such a release. But remember, when you're holding on to that, you got to really look at it this way. Everything is energy, so everything is flowing through the body. So the crown chakra comes down, it goes like it's almost like a
Yeah.
serpent going through the body and comes back up. Okay, and it goes up and down, and you got to let that go up and down. And part of the reason I teach my mediumship in the school I teach Yeah, because I have to do it right. There's a right way of developing as a medium and the wrong way. And the
Mhm.
wrong way of developing as a medium is not raising your kundalini up to the highest levels. That's the wrong thing. And if you get stuck in the solar plexus, that'll be more of a psychic reading, and you're using all that kundalini energy in your stomach, and it's going to burn you out. It's going to hurt the stomach, the adrenals. That's why I always tell people bring it all the way up and out of the crown. Very, very
Mm.
important, because I've seen some really bad things happen to mediums. Their lives have been lost, and yeah, terminal illnesses, different things. So you got to bring that up. So when you are hurt, or when you're holding on to something, an old hurt, an emotion, let's say you're divorced or had someone do something, but when you hold on to that, you're blocking that energy from flowing. It's almost like
Mm.
you're crushing it. And
Mhm.
that can't let the energy flow right. See, it's like
Okay.
damming it up. So when you dam it up, it's not normal. It's creating dis-ease, right? Because
Mhm.
it ease is when it flow, but dis-ease is not flowing correctly. So that's something I want everyone to know. When you hold on to those things, you're creating dis-ease in your body.
Mm.
Dis-ease in your mind, your body, your spirit. It affects your mental body, your spiritual body, your emotional body, and your physical body. So that's
Wow.
something you want to be very aware of, letting go, because you won't want dis-ease. Remember, whatever happens to the body first starts with a mental thought.
Mhm.
Everything starts with your attitude, everything. And
Right.
every once in a while, you got to clean out the mental garden. You have to clean out the weeds, because it's important for your own expansion and growth. And another very important thing is, never, ever fall into this one. What other people think of you is none of your business. Do not live a life of another person. You will never be happy. You got to live your own unique self. I don't care what it is. You be true to who you are. And guess what?
Mm.
By you being true to who you are, you're teaching somebody else. You're teaching somebody else, oh, they can be themselves. I'm different. I'm unique. I'm who I am. I've never worried about people thinking of me. I could care less what people think of me. Why? They don't know me. When I used to have skeptics say things about me, like cold reading, I'm like, what the heck's cold reading? I know what these people are talking about. They don't even know who I am. Who are they saying? So
Mhm.
they don't know who you are. So don't give them that much credit. We tend to give credit so much to others because we want them to love us. And no one can love you more than you can love yourself. They don't know
Right.
you. So don't give that away. Don't give away your power.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm off my,
No, I
my
love that. You're on fire. I love that,
I'm
James.
on a rant now.
So
I had
Crystal
a
said,
massage before, that's why,
"Oh,
yeah.
right. Well, Crystal says my stepbrother came up. He killed himself, and I found him, and I did forgive
Oh.
him."
Oh,
And here's
God bless
another
him.
powerful
God
one.
bless him. Poor thing.
I know. Here's another powerful one. Teresa says, "I saw my son's killer. I sent him peace." Wow.
God bless you, Teresa. That's the right thing to
Mhm.
do, baby. Ding, 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 ding. That's the right thing
Wow.
to do. That's the right. That's a hard
Cynthia.
one, but a great lesson. And you just went to the top of the heap, really. Um,
Yes.
Brother abused you, forgive him. I've done that too. I've had abuse and forgave them. But
Yeah.
going back to the man that the murder, this happens a lot, and it happens a lot in readings I've done where parents lose a child through drunk driving, and I mean, it's thousands of times I had this scenario where the son or daughter comes through and they say, Mom and Dad, you got to forgive the driver. I
Mm.
forgave him, and they're like, huh? But no, you have to forgive him. And it's really interesting. It's a hard one. I remember, and I told this story, John. I don't know if you remember this. No, I'm gonna cry every time I tell you. I cry. My
Mm.
good friend Jordy, who's one of my closest friends, and I call her mom because she's such a soul mom. And
Mhm.
my first cruise I went on, I did with Brian Weiss, and I was climbing up the gangway, the entrance there, and I was with my then time partner Brian, and I turned around and this lady with beautiful, beautiful eyes, greenish eyes, and it's just angel face. I said, "Hi, how are you?" And she goes, "Good, I'm here. I'm here for you." I said, "Oh, great." She goes, "Yeah, I made it. My clothes didn't, but that doesn't matter. I can wear the same thing every day." And I turned to Brian and said, "We're hanging out with this lady. She has a great attitude, great attitude." And she has been my friend ever since. And she lost a son to an explosion. He's come through, and she said that was the greatest lesson in her life. And she
Wow.
said, "I would never trade that. That I would never trade that back. That experience, because that taught me how to be more spiritual, more humble, more forgiving, and sort of so many things." And then she came to my house once when I was living in Laguna Beach, and we did a development circle. And when you sit in the development circle, you're sitting there, you just really quiet your mind, and you see what you just sit quietly, and things will
Mhm.
come to you. And I remember that afterwards we go to each person, you see if they received anything, if they experienced anything during the time. And we got and I was seeing this man kneeling down before Jordy. I was seeing this man with a beard on, and he was kneeling down and he was kissing Jordy's hand, her rings. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a guy here kissing a ring. Who is this guy? And I was like, he looks a little familiar, but I don't know who this guy is. And afterwards, I told her, and she said, "Oh, I understand that." I said, "Well, he looked familiar. Who was it?" She goes, "No." She goes, that was one of the terrorists that drove the plane into the World Trade Center."
Oh,
First thing I did was pray for him because I knew no one else would.
wow. Mm.
And he was thanking her.
Oh,
Because, we're all connected. We're all one. We're all on different levels of awareness. We don't know his
right.
background politically or his back childhood. We just don't know what put him there. So, we're all children of God, and it's a hard one. That's a very human thing. It's a hard one, but that was pretty amazing. That taught me.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it with forgiveness, I have to look at it from that spiritual perspective too of people playing a role in your
Yeah,
life.
you pick
Y
the roles. You
Yeah,
pick the play, and you pick the characters and the roles that are gonna teach you about yourself, and they teach you a lot
yeah,
about forgiveness. That's a valid role they're teaching you. And forgiveness is what it's medicine you forgive yourself.
yeah.
It really is, because when you can forgive, you open up that space and you get rid of all the acidic, stuck energy there, and you're able to
Mhm.
flow again. It's a medicine we forgive ourselves. And also, if we were in a position where we did something and someone took it the wrong way, and "Oh, how could you do that?" And it happens all the time. "Oh, you're this way." They judge you right away. It's like, "That's not where I was coming from. That's not what I meant." And that person doesn't know where you're coming from. How could they
Right.
judge you? So how can we judge others? We don't know where they're coming from. We don't know what level that they're at. Now, it's right for you to say to that person, "I understand, but can I just share with you something? That's not right for me." And you have to set
Mhm.
boundaries. You have to set proper boundaries. You can say that, but that's not right for me. I don't accept that. I don't accept that. And that's all. Don't get angry with them. Just say, "Yeah, I don't accept. That's not right for me. Thank you, but that could be your truth. That's not
Yeah.
my truth." Just as long as you don't hurt somebody and you give love, that's what it's about. But set proper boundaries. And by setting proper boundaries, we teach others as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Marilee is saying, "Your book, Healing Grief, is excellent for forgiveness on many levels too."
It is, Marley, it is. I agree with you.
Mhm.
Thank you. It's a really good book. And it's about grief, all different types of grief. You're right. When things are over, when you move to a new house, when you go through
Mhm.
friendships. Yes, it's thank you, sweethearts. I worked hard on that book. All my books I work hard, but that was especially that was like a teacher book for me. That was like a real teacher student book.
Yeah. Susan saying, "Thank you for sharing that about the terrorist." Yeah. Wow.
Amazing, isn't that
People are just
story?
blown away by that.
Isn't
Yeah.
that amazing? And when you think about it, it makes sense. It's like, wow, because the human is like, we're horrified by some human to do that, but we don't know what drove them to it. And when you look at history and you see these people caught up with these cults and political cults and World War II thing, and
Right.
even and now, it's like it's weird. The mind control people have over others, it's bizarre.
Mhm.
We got to feel sorry and empathize for those people because they're not free of the mind. You see?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's definitely compassion. So Martine
Yeah.
says, "Is green color the meditation of forgiveness?" So
For
people
me,
are
it
asking
is.
what color.
For
Yeah.
me, green is a color meditate for forgiveness. Green is a
Mhm.
heart color.
Mhm.
Green is love. Unconditional love is pink. But
Yeah.
green, I use all the time green for the chakra of the heart, and that's me. Green is the healing color.
Mhm. Got it. This is an interesting question. Laura says, "What replaces pain we let go of?" Hmm.
Joy.
Yeah.
Joy, the joy of yourself, love of yourself. Pain, what good is holding on to pain? It doesn't do anything, it hurts you. So
Yeah.
replace with something positive, something joyful about yourself, something joyful about an experience. Let's say it's a pain that you had someone you were married to somebody or partnered with somebody and you got divorced or separated. You look back and if they caused you pain and abuse, look back to the positive aspects because there was something you joined in that made you happy with them. Go back to that happy memory. Because and
Mhm.
I listen, I've lived through this where it's the person that you're with. Maybe they go through mental disorder. Maybe there's something happened to them. Who knows? Maybe a depression, something, and they kind of change. It's like, wow, this isn't the same person I knew, and they're acting
Mhm.
out, they're raging, or whatever it might be. But there's something that attracted me to that person originally. So I go back to that. I replace that pain with the old ways, the things I loved about the person, and things I love about myself, the joy that I bring. And I'm very compassionate. And one thing I acknowledge in myself is I love that I can help people love. I love that I can help share that. I love that I can help people see things in a different way. That to
Mhm.
me helps me go on, like a flashlight.
For sure.
And I love the joy. I love having joy. I love bringing joy to other people because joy is part of the journey. Journey. Joy is part of the journey. And it's our choice. It's our choice to have joy or fear or love. We can have pain
Right.
or joy. Because when we pass over and there's a life review and you're sitting there and you're looking at your entire life flash before you, you're the one responsible for how you decided to use that. You're the one
Mhm.
responsible for the choices you made. So you can make the world a better place or a worse place. You can make your life happier or worse based upon what you choose. So
Yeah.
if you want to be in victim consciousness and be a victim of all the things that happen to you, like all of us have things happen, but you become the victim of that and live in the pain body, right? Like our Tolle calls it that the
Mhm.
pain body, living that pain body, make it real and become the victim. That can only go so far, and it's very limiting. And then you'll be around people who finally can't stand being with you because you're in pain all the time.
Right.
Instead of letting that go and being joy and happiness and love, and even if, that's what it is. Life should be about love. We're lucky we have this experience of life.
Mhm.
We really did. This is amazing. We are fortunate to be here. Even the circumstance we're in right now, these are just situations that we're looking at, but it's not who we are. And we can grow in so many ways on the earth more than you can in the spirit world. And these situations, especially, are ways we can grow quite a bit by demonstrating more compassion, more forgiveness, more empathy, more joy, and loving ourselves more than anybody else could. That's what we have to do.
Yeah, that's what Maria says. What a lesson for today's world, forgiveness and empathy.
You
That is
bet.
for sure. Now, we had some questions coming through. Let me get back to
Yep.
one here in
Yep.
particular. Um,
John, how many people do we have on the call? Do we
so
know?
right now we have 496 at this hour. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they're watching on YouTube and on Facebook. So that's great. So, the question that we had earlier, and Liz is saying, I remember the love my mom had for me, not the mental illness and physical abuse that caused the pain. I send her love every day, and she's
Okay, so
wonderful. I
let me
got it.
stop right there. So that's exactly right, Liz. Very important. I remember the love. That's who your mother is, right? The mental and the physical abuse. That's just a condition of hers. That's not who
Right.
she was. That was a condition, right? So she is love. Send her love every day, and she's one of my gods. You bet, Liz. Fantastic. You
Mhm.
you you passed that test. True.
Right. Okay, so Terry is saying, my friend was killed by her husband. Hard to forgive him. He took money, property, and all her family belongings and took off on a cruise. Was never convicted. She was the purest soul. Yeah.
Wow, Terry. So I'd have to ask you, why? And it's hard to forgive him what he did to her, but she's free. She's out of it. She's out of it completely.
Yeah.
He's got to live with himself. I feel sorry for him having to live with himself. Money doesn't really mean much. Family belongings, yes. It's hard. It's a very difficult one, and he was never convicted. Who knows? I don't know. It's a hard one because the only thing is that it was the wrong thing he did. And she's
Mhm.
free of it. She doesn't have that anymore. He'll never get away with it per se, karmically, you know that.
Mhm.
So, and it's a shame he had to go to that level and kill her. But think of what the hell he had lived through in order to do that. That's pretty dark.
Mm.
That's a pretty dark space.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel if we don't forgive, we're perpetuating the dark space, putting energy there where it's dark. I'm sending dark to him because he did dark. So I just think we have to bring a light. If we want to forgive, if we want to have someone change, we got to illuminate somehow. So that's what I'm gonna say to you, and it's hard, but then, you know, your friend definitely would like you to forgive if she has. So when it's hard to forgive, that's a very intense experience. But sometimes too, I find that when it's hard to forgive someone, we got to go into ourselves. And what about ourselves? Is there an element or aspect of ourselves that we can't forgive?
Mhm.
I think
Very
we got to go
true.
back to self. Yeah.
Isabel says, your soul care sessions are something to look forward to. Today is exactly what I needed to hear as I
Oh,
work
great,
on
Isabel.
myself.
Great, Isabel.
Yeah, it's difficult but necessary to work through your trauma and reprogram your brain to love and be positive. Yes.
There's a course I created, which I mention a lot, which really is along the same line as, but even deeper and more intense, and it's called the
Mm,
28-day transformation course, and it's a
right.
really excellent channeled course. You have to take it every day for 28 days because it's a progressive course. The spirit world designed it. I just channeled it, and it's every day builds on the day before, builds on the day before, and after 28 days. You have a whole different life. It's amazing. I've had a lot of reviews from people who said it changed my life. I'm recommending it to everybody. So that's something people, if you want further reflection and assessment, that's a good course for all of you. 28 days to total transformation. John will put it up if you
Yeah,
could,
I
John.
did. In fact,
Good.
I always recommend that course for starters because that is
It's
the
good.
course to really prepare yourself as to find out what your next course will be,
Yeah, and
and
that way you can learn to trust me, see that
yeah.
I'm easy. I'm here for you, and yeah, it's a good way to get to know who I am and the courses and the school's a great community. I mean, I left it as my legacy, and
Mhm.
it's really helped people around the world. And I could honestly say, from my limited knowledge, I think it's the best school out there on the internet as far as integrating
Oh, yeah.
spirituality and intuition and healing. And yeah, I think it's the best one out there because it comes with a lot of love.
It
And I
does.
don't know, those other schools out there that I don't think they take the personal touch like I do. Those were created by me and the spirit world. So I don't know. I'm just saying I have a
Right.
feeling not to blow my own course, but I will. Hey,
Well, you
it's
also
worth
have
it.
a wonderful group that goes along with that course, so you can
Very true.
with
Very
the
true.
school, actually. You can go to this group, I just posted the link there, that's our JVP School community group, and,
Right.
groups are a little different than pages because it's all about communication on the groups and getting to know one another and really getting advice for, how to pursue your journey in many ways. I mean, it has a lot to do with students supporting one another,
Oh, it's
and
fantastic. That's
yeah,
one thing came out of the school, which I never ever expected that. And what happened was we had a community. We had this big community of people who want to continue on. So we created these groups, these Facebook
yeah,
groups, people to talk to each other. And I go on, and John goes on, and it's really it's supportive, and it's you like to be with like-minded people. So if this is your
right,
first time experiencing this with me, and you can check out more stuff. If it sits right with you, it feels like it resonates to your soul. It's food for your soul. Get more of it. This isn't the only time. So and get as much as you want. Then you're ready to move on, you're ready to move on. It's just I think
yeah.
it's great to explore things. Yeah.
Colette's asking, would the 28-day course help with traumatic flashbacks?
100%, Colette.
Mm,
100%. Yep,
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
Alina
Like,
saying, your HSP course changed my life, James. Thank you. I have several more courses pending: the spiritual healer, the coach,
okay,
the
don't
psychic
go
intuitive.
crazy now, Alina. Don't go crazy now. One at a time, baby. But the HSP is a good. It's a highly
Yeah,
sensitive. It's a course for the highly sensitive people. It's tools for the highly sensitive. So I designed that for empaths and sensitives because there's so much energy being thrown at us. We walk around every day in a sea of thought. Because
yeah,
remember, people have thoughts and they throw them out there,
right.
and we walk through it, and we don't see it with physically, but if you're clairvoyant, you can see all those thought forms running around. Like even when you go to a store, and I'm very aware of it. People's thoughts are thrown around, and nowadays, with negative, fearful thoughts, and you go out there, and if you're sensitive, you'll pick up on it. They'll stick to you I call it the
Mhm.
Velcro suit. My
Oh,
first
yeah.
book I wrote about the Velcro suit, it sticks there. And what do you do to get rid of that energy, those thought forms? So you got to be very, very careful. So in HSP course, I talk all the different techniques of getting rid of those thoughts and that energy. Um, I do it every day. One of the things I do is every day in my shower, I will imagine I cleanse the physical body, and then I imagine a beautiful golden light of cleansing and healing, purity coming from the source energy, coming through the top of my head, just like we did the meditation, going through the body and around
Mhm.
the fields. And then any energy which is sticking to me, which is not mine, I imagine that it goes out of my fingertips and my toes, like Hershey syrup going down the drain. And after you do that for a little bit, like a minute, you'll begin to feel yourself getting centered again.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I prepare my day by saying, may God go before me and show me the way. And the word God and the word love are the same vibrational frequency. So what you're saying is, may love surround me. And remember that there's a universal truth, a universal law, like attracts like. So what you will attract to you is that same vibration. So if you're
Mhm.
programming this around you with love, you're only going to attract love in your life. Anyone that not of that will be pushed away. It's like walking to a room with the 200 watts of light at you, too much sometimes. It'll be like that. On some level, on a certain level, they won't be able to handle it. So if you do that on a regular basis, that will really help you.
Yeah.
I-
Getting a
I've
lot
had
of
people
questions.
wait, John, I've had people walk toward me and they didn't know who I
Yeah?
was. Look me, and they turn completely around and walk the other way. I know it can be scary, but I'm like, but it's really interesting. This happens a lot, and it's so funny. It's kind of repels people of that not good energy. It's just
Well,
interesting
that's the
for me.
thing, your energy goes before you, right? So
That's exactly right.
yeah.
About
So that
12 feet before you.
wow. Yeah. Well, lots of questions about the 28-day course, and we're gonna be answering a lot of those in the group, but just to let you know, it's really all about clearing out the old, making way for the new, right?
Yeah, it's getting rid of the childhood traumas.
Yeah.
It's getting rid of the old memories that you're holding on to. It's getting rid of the expectations that you had of your siblings, of your parents, of your friends. It's like letting go of that stuff, cleaning out that old trunk. Now is a perfect time, by the way. Now this is a perfect astrologically perfect time to let go and transform. This is the time. So that's really
Mhm.
what it's about. But I only ask you to take it if you'll be consistent every day. You
Right,
cannot take it
right.
one day and wait 2 days. It won't work. You got to take it every single day. So if you can't do that, then don't take it. Maybe take the HSP course. But
Mhm.
that's I gotta say to you because it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to you if you take it, you're not doing it every day. I
Right.
just yeah, because they said to me, please, when you direct them, they have to follow these directions. Okay,
Yeah, it's a daily course for
the
28 days.
progressive
Mhm.
course. Yeah.
Mhm. Wow. Yeah, and I did put that link in there for folks to search by keyword for the course that, resonates with their soul. So if that course is not for you at the moment, then maybe there's another one that is, and you just type in the keyword and you can find what one you're looking for. So, yeah. But it's interesting because we had a lot of questions regarding course selection, and that's why we put in the keyword search so people could type in the keywords that they're looking for. And
Yeah, that was John's idea. John did a great one with that, and it's true because there's so many different interests from people, from karma to reincarnation to guides. It's all
yeah.
there. Just type in the keyword,
And then it's
and it'll
also
be
by category too, which is great, so people can search by category. So there's some
it's a great
coaching courses.
website. I must say it
Mhm.
myself. It really
It
is. I do
is.
like it.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
And we're
But
starting with a writer's course in the next month. That'll be fun.
right.
We do
Yeah,
a
right.
writer's course. The third one we're doing, it's the best. I will tell you that one. Because we really get into it. We really help. We've already many students have been published already, and it's a good writer's course. It's a really good one.
Mhm.
And then I talk to you. I have calls with you. I help you through it. So that's a good one. That'll be coming up next
Right.
month.
The coaching calls, yeah. And we have a fall equinox,
Yes,
uh, yes, workshop that we're gonna be teasing very
that's with
soon. So,
Dana.
yeah.
Oh my
So
God, Dana.
that's coming up. We've got a
Oh,
lot going on. So if you guys are ready for this
well,
powerful moon that's coming up and all the changes of fall that are heading our
well,
way, according to Kelly White.
Well, it's so
Yeah.
funny. As Kelly White, and she's my good friend, John's good friend.
Yes.
As we do this work and we meet people, and then we meet people like-minded people, and we say we got to share them with everybody. So, like this Dana Damara, who we've had
Yes.
meditation. She's my yoga instructor. She's a master teacher. She teaches yoga instructors all over the world, and she's full of incredible wisdom on all different levels. So I'm rebranding her as spiritual alchemist. She says so much. So she's going to help. She's going to do 3 nights with me, and she's amazing. We're going to do the chakra makeup of the chakra wisdom, the 12 different chakras. She's
Uh-huh.
We have a whole bunch of stuff with her and the equinox, and
Yeah,
it's
so that's
great.
gonna be a 3-event series, so that's coming up. So keep watching for vanprog.com events, and that's where you're gonna be able to find everything that's coming up,
And YouTube, you
in
just
the very
join my
near
YouTube
future.
page, right? You become a member or
Yes,
something?
well, we're streaming live to YouTube right now, and yeah, so, those who are
So put
watching on
me as a
Facebook.
member or whatever the heck you do on YouTube, because 'cause I'm old, I don't know, but
Oh,
make
yeah,
me a
you wanna hit that bell and subscribe
hit
so
the
that you
bell and
always
subscribe,
yes, there you go.
because I have my new cartoon series coming up. You're gonna love that one. Oh, it's
Yes,
crazy.
and then this Friday, we have an evening of spirit, so you'll be delivering spirit messages, mediumship.
If you
I
want a reading
know.
for a dead person, come on this Friday because they're going to do at least 2 hours of readings with people that have passed over. Kelly White will probably join me, and it's
Yep,
an amazing night of total spirit messages of loved ones. And no matter who you are, if you join the group, I mean, I always say this: we have 15 readings, 20 readings. You get touched. Every single person in the room
yeah,
is affected by it because you all relate to it. That's this Friday, yeah, 4 o'clock.
yep, Friday at 4 p.m.
Wow, I don't stop, do I?
You don't. I know. That's what I was just saying. I was looking at the calendar like, "Wow, there's a lot coming up."
No wonder I
Yeah.
slept on my birthday.
It is. Now, when you were sleeping, do you think you were doing some work on the other side and you're maybe
You
leveling
know,
up?
it's very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you do, many times you do. I mean, I'm like Kelly White, we're workhorses, and
Yeah.
I think part of me is that I came back Capricorn rising. She's Capricorn moon, Cancer rising, or Capricorn rising. Forget Capricorn are the workhorses too. I think Aries are, but also Capricorn rising. You want to get things done, and I think I came back in this lifetime to get things done and finished and complete because I didn't want to bring it over to another time, and I wanted to get everything done. I want to get the most out of life. I want to live
Yeah.
every moment. It's just like right now when I feel like maybe I have 20 more years left of that. I want to make sure everything is put away, packed, given away, and money spent. And I just want to leave my house empty when I die. That's the way I want to do it. So
Well, it was quite a life you chose, James. I mean,
I know.
world-renowned spiritual
I,
teacher. I mean, think about the impact that you make on everyone every day. I
I
mean,
just wanted to
that's
be a sitcom writer, and then I ended up doing talking to dead people. It shows you that
wow.
they have us in mind, and how I got to it was the strangest way. But you always got to keep faith. And
Yeah.
I'm getting a tattoo, John. Did I tell you that
Yes,
next
the
week?
tree of life, right?
It's gonna be here on my calf. Hold on, right here.
And it's gonna be this it's like the sun with
Gonna be
the
here.
eye? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I came up with the design with Dana. We're doing yoga, and I thought of having a sun. It's a Merkava, which is as above, so below. Like people know, there's a six-pointed star,
Okay.
the Hebrew star, and then in the middle like a sun type of thing, and in the middle of that is an eye.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I have to draw it out. And then I'm walking in my house and I look down in the foyer, there's a little mosaic thing someone designed, and it's the exact same design. And I'm like,
Wow, you should take a picture of that and post it. Yeah.
I should? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think I did actually.
Did you?
Stand by. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did
Well,
'cause I was
then
so
the
blown
Tree of Life
away.
is what I'm thinking of. That's the musical that you're
The
working
Tree
on.
of
You should
Life's a musical I'm
tattoo
working
that
on.
on you too.
That's Tree of Life, the musical I'm working on. That's right. Still
Yeah.
working on that one. I'm doing a podcast, by the way, John. I'm doing a
You
podcast.
are?
Doing a podcast, and you're gonna be shocked about this one. It's on Broadway. Don't ask. I don't know. It's something to do with Broadway. A Broadway producer asked me to do it, and it's gonna
Oh,
be the
cool.
creative arts and incorporating arts and intuition in Broadway and musicals and
So you're guesting on someone's podcast that's a
my truck.
Broadway.
That's my new truck. Thank you.
Oh,
My birthday
wow.
present. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
hosting it actually, so I'll
Oh,
tell
you're
everybody about it.
hosting it.
I'm
Oh,
hosting it.
wow. Well,
Yes,
see, I learn all about new things while we're live.
it's so spontaneous.
It
There
is
we go.
spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I can
Well,
find
cool.
my. I can't find it now, but you'll see. Yeah, I can't find the decal, but no, it's there. You'll see. So next week I'm doing that, and then I'm learning to do. I'm gonna go take surfing lessons.
Surfing lessons. Okay. Wow. So I mean, your
This is my
birthday was
retirement.
yesterday.
Yes,
So the solar
I'm
return,
going
did you have your
backwards.
solar return chart done? Did you
I'm
have your
going
chart done?
backwards instead of forwards.
Right.
I haven't had my solar. I have not had that done. I should have that
Yeah.
done.
You
Yeah,
should.
yeah.
Every
My
year,
friend.
right?
Yeah, every year my friend of mine sends me. She didn't send me. Stacy Wolf usually sends me, but she didn't send me this year. She was not to get in touch with me, but yeah.
Well,
But
COVID, you never
I
know,
you never know.
what's going
I'm
on.
young at heart. As I get older, I get younger. Capricorn
Yeah,
rising. As you get Capricorn, anybody that's Capricorn in the chart, the older they get, the younger they feel. So it's a sign that you get younger as you get older, whether it's rising or your moon or your sun.
right.
Capricorn is a sign that you get younger as you get older. I
The
could see that
Benjamin
happening.
Button scenario, huh?
Yeah, without a doubt.
That's
Well, I'm gonna
cool.
wish everybody a lovely day, and John, thank
Yeah.
you very much. And I'm gonna
Thank you, James.
doodle and
Happy birthday. Happy
thank
birthday
you,
week. I know it
thank
was
you.
yesterday, but it's, celebrate every day, right?
Yeah, every day, and hope to see
Yeah.
everyone Friday would be great. And thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
John. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. Take care,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.